To make an action anime character, you have to develop its personality, equipment, and most importantly, their powers. Do you want him or to have a power or no? If yes, what kind? Well, today audience, I, Yvern, will be looking at the characters with what literally are the coolest powers. Yup, I will be listing my top 5 anime and manga ice manipulators. Before beginning though, let me just set some rules. Firstly, there can only be one character per series. Secondly, the characters here all primarily use their powers of ice manipulation, meaning that characters who only use ice powers as an extra would not really qualify. For example, Kakashi would not qualify even though he can use some ice techniques because he rarely uses it. Thirdly, there might be spoilers, so here's a spoiler warning. Finally, this is all my opinion, meaning that if you do not agree with my list, feel free to comment your own list below and argue your choices. So let us begin. Starting off at number 5 is November 11 from the Darker Than Black series. November 11 is actually the code name of this contractor who works for MI6. Contractors are simply the word used to describe people in the DTV universe with superpowers. Like all, or at least most contractors, November 11 has a very calm personality and bases all his actions on logic. However, he is shown as having a very interesting sense of humor and does try to interact on a personal level with other people. Although he does base his action through logic, he does seem to show concern for the well-being of his comrades and might even go out of his way to help them. Now, what November 11 marked for me was his suave demeanor. Very few people would wear a white tuxedo into battle, and even fewer would try to talk with the enemy. But November does that. His powers are quite underwhelming in terms of scale, but the rest of his character is so well done that he deserves this spot. Moving on to number 4 is Captain Toshiro Hitsugaya from the Bleach series. Being the youngest person... Wait, are people in the Soul Society considered people, or... Anyway, being the youngest person to have attained the seat of captain, Toshiro Hitsugaya has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, especially for his age. He is also much too serious for his age, but this contrast makes him an even more interesting character. Apart from his signature short stature and silver white hair, Toshiro is best remembered for his lazy, alcoholic lieutenant. Wait, did I mention that she's loaded? And no, not with cash. His ice powers come from his sword Hyorin Maru, which in its Shikai form allows the control of water and ice, and can even fire a controllable dragon-shaped flow of ice. In its Bankai form, Hyorin Maru grants Toshiro wings of ice that can be used for flight, protection, or even as a weapon. This Bankai is actually a fan favorite among Bleach followers, and you know what? I understand why. Oh, and fun fact, he was the undefeated Beyblade champion when he was a kid. However, I do have to mention the other ice user in the series, Rukia. She could have taken this spot in the list because of how great the arc where she gets saved is, but in the end I do not think that it is worth mentioning her in this list because she was a damsel in distress. Continuing on to number 3 is Grey Fullbuster from the Fairy Tail series. The primary rival to the main character of the series, Grey is the Ice Mage, meaning that he can create and manipulate ice. However, there is a limitation to this. Grey can only create inanimate and immobile objects, meaning that he would not be able to replicate something like the Shikai or Bankai of Hyorin Maru. But this small flaw does not stop Grey from being creative. He can create anything from swords to prison cells. With an interesting backstory, a strange and funny romance, and a nudity level of over 9,000, Grey Fullbuster will stay a cool guy for years to come. Fairy Tail also has a few other ice mages worth mentioning, like and Leon, and some others, but they really can't hold a candle to Grey. Now at number 2 we have Aokiji from the One Piece series. First appearing as a relaxed man with his bicycle, Aokiji is soon revealed to be one of the infamous Marine Admirals. Marine Admirals, for those who don't know, is the second highest rank a Marine can obtain behind Fleet Admiral. During his first encounter with the Straw Hat Pirates, he single-handedly and half-heartedly defeated all of them, all at once. Also my favorite Admiral from the One Piece series, Aokiji's true power has yet to be shown, but his fight with Akainu for the Fleet Admiral position ended up revealing some interesting facts. Firstly, he would be able to fight against his natural predator, since Akainu's power is lava, for 10 days. And secondly, the battle was actually so intense that it permanently altered the geography of Punk Hazard, which would actually come into play during the Punk Hazard arc. However, his most memorable moments are when he actually shows kindness and understands that the greater justice is not all that matters, like when he lets Robin escape not once but twice, and when he walked out on the Marines after disagreeing with Akainu's radical thinking. Before getting to number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. The first is Articuno from the Pokemon series. Reasoning, Pokemon 2000. The second is to Esdese from the Akame Gakiru series, a series that I can't wait to see in anime form. And Esdese is one of the reasons. I mean, she takes to a whole new level of meaning the term cold-hearted sadist. So, what do you expect? Finally, the third mention goes to Horo Horo from the Shaman King series because of nostalgia purposes, though he is still a very cool character. Finally, at number 1 we have Haku from the Naruto series. As interesting as his powers are, Haku isn't up here for that. Now, for every long-running series, everybody has their own favorite parts, or arcs, and for many people in Naruto, the Haku x Zabuza arc remains their favorite. Apart from introducing one of the most controversial and talked about character, Haku, who belongs to the select invite-only group of traps, or you can call it guys who look like girls. The relationship between Haku and Zabuza is also very touching, and the arc finishes in a spectacular way. Although their existence were short, they quickly and easily gained a fandom who wept tears of joy when they made a reappearance quite a bit later. So that's it, guys. This was my top 5 anime manga ice users list. If you disagree with my list, feel free to leave your own comments below, and I would love to read them and see what you all like. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, I'm currently working on a big video that will be coming out sometime in the near future, but not anytime too soon, so be excited for that. Anyway guys, this has been Yvern and my box.